Move on to some articulation, shall we? Let's start with the feet again. Well, the articulation over here, the feet is very good. Right now I placed it like this so that it can stand, but then originally it's like this. So you have a movement in transformation. So very movable, these feet, very transformable also. Indeed, they have to be transferable since this is required for the transformation. So yeah, and these foot guards are very good, but sadly, you see that lovely inner frame that actually exaggerates the amount of depth and the engineering that has been placed in this. Seriously, it's good. Anyways, moving on with the foot guards. My god. Yeah, the foot guards are indeed very good. They have a movement from side to side, up and down, obviously. Same over here. Side to side, and up and down, up, down. Same over here, the feet. Let me just keep it like that so that it can stand. Zera has a very, in the sense, some weight problem, which definitely I do not know why, but then okay, yeah, I obviously do know why. This backpack is the reason. Anyways, moving on to these foot guards. No, not foot guards. Actually, I would call them shin guards. Well, shin guards are basically they have only one function, that is to move up and down. That's it. Not much movability. Same over here. Then I have to hold this camera by another angle so that I can get the leg mobility. As we have here, the leg mobility is quite decent, in the sense the leg, well, it can go up, if you were to move the front skirt like this, it can go up exactly to 90. So yeah, there you have it, exactly to, okay, more than, that's definitely more than a 90 if you were to count this. Otherwise, if you were to count literally straight in terms of vectors and all, well, I'm a math student, so yeah, vectors. If you were to talk like that, then definitely it's a 90. But then if you were to count the tip, it'll be more than 90. And then if you were move it like this, it will go this far only, which is sadly not even a 90. I would call it a 60 rather, or a 30. Anyways, that's it. And since it went up, obviously it should go down also. So you move the wings up, so it should go down also. So what you do is just move the wings up, take it, and even the wing stabilizer, handle this with care. What you do is simply you move the back skirt also. So what you do is simply you have to move this, and see that? That's a lovely 90. Yep, that's a 90. So 90 on the back as well as in the front, if you were to move the side skirt, the front skirt. Now lock this up in place, which is right. That's locked up. Back. So the leg is very articulated, and I really appreciate that. Being it a transformable mobile suit, its legs are supposed to be strong and mobile. Anyways, so that's it for the leg. Now let's move on to the arms, shall we? Well, the manipulators, and one more thing I forgot to mention. This feet, well, these feet are on one single, they're not on ball joints, definitely not, otherwise they wouldn't have been able to do this. But then yeah, they're on separate joints. If you were to see this, these two, this is a separate joint and the behind one is a separate joint also. Sadly, I would like to show you the inner frame, but this is Zeta, guys, and Zeta does not allow me to show its inner frame. It's kind of shy, but then yeah, shy. Anyways, so yeah, and yeah, these two, they are on joints, basically, like it's a peg. The inner, see this part? Just show it in the light. Yeah, you see that inner frame? Well, that is basically a peg joint, and the side skirts are like the front skirts are joined with, you know, just a simple ball joint. And now to move on to, yeah, the manipulator. The manipulator, first of all, it's on a ball joint, as you can see over there. So yeah, and it's very detailed, and I really like I've heard R-Rubber 184 saying it 1,000 times, like, Panda, thank you for giving me a peg here. Definitely now I understand why, and I'll show you in the armament part. Anyways, these three fingers are joined, although I could remove them by Vegeta 8259's way, because his way is nice, but then yeah, I have, like I said, very thick hands, so definitely it's a very high possibility that it'll break, so I'm not going to do it. So yeah, this is joint, and each are on a ball joint. So yeah, and this one is the trigger finger, ball joint again, movable, and a movable thumb with the ball joint again. Articulation of the manipulator, if you would ask me, it can do this, going side to side, up and down a little bit, wiggle around, turn it over to the arm, moving at exactly 360 since it's on a ball joint. So that's about it for the manipulator. Now moving on to the arm, and moving on to the arm. The arm, first of all, is very movable. The arm, let's see with some muscles, shall we? The most amazing part of this is that the Zeta, that is, you see this? They're on two joints, two separate joints, and wow, you see this first joint moving, now the second joint takes in place, and with this second joint, this joint, you're able to get a full 180. See that? That's a full 180. You see this? When I turned it, this moves, and now to move this part separately. And you turn this around. Now, yeah, if you want to move this flap, this goes right. Okay, don't worry, it's not gonna box you. Zera's not gonna box you. He's too kind. Let me just shift the camera again. That's a lovely 90. Let me show it to you, like, you see this? You get this straight for it to be a 90. Yeah, you get this 90. Now let me show it to you how far it can go. It can go more than a 90, which is, I'm not counting the manipulator, but then yeah, it can go more than a 90. This was just an 80, and this is more than a 90. That's how common sense. But then yeah, it will come down and it rotates oops, let me just don't get the decal. Yeah, 360 as I just showed you. Flaps moves up and down. That's it. And now moving on to